top of chain of game when the QB chain birth most of chains in the game.
We're at the home of the Super Bowl 52 champions, Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia, PA. Today, we've got a good NFC matchup on tap between the Green Bay Packers and the Philadelphia Eagles. Here's the kicker, Jake Elliott, ready to get this one started. And off we go from Lincoln Financial Field. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. They'll start out on the ground with Jones. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8. 8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. Throwing is Rodgers. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down.
Different pass rushes are designed for different things. Sometimes you want to keep the quarterback in the pocket. Sometimes you want him to flush. I don't know exactly how this one was designed, but they made sure they moved him to his right. He got out of the pocket. Unfortunately for him, he was hit as he tried to throw the ball, and that resulted in an incompletion.
Off the play fake to Jones. Here's Rodgers. And that's caught inside the 35. Yeah, he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. They give him a gain of 38. All right, Charles, let me put you in the head of one of those defenders out there. You have a big play like that go against you so early. Does that shake your confidence?
It shouldn't, but it often does, because your thought process all during the week is how you're going to get after that offense and make your plays. And when they make one against you, it makes you a little bit hesitant.
Time to regroup. Now a play fake. Rodgers. Throw complete to the tight end, Tunyon. And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here.
I know I spent a lot of time talking about how tight ends in a lot of cases now are pumped-up wide receivers, but they're still big people. He used that frame right there to absorb a really big hit on him and held on to the ball.
Into the red zone. It's Rodgers. And he's got his man. Touchdown, Green Bay. It's Allen Lazard. From 17 yards out. And the Packers will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. Extra point up and good by Crosby. And it's now a 7-0 game. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. This will be fielded inside the 5. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. Hurts and the Eagles come up here 1st and 10 at their own 27. It'll be Sanders to begin the drive. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Throwing is Hurts. And his throw here is incomplete.
I don't see more of them trying to get him the football out of the backfield. They love what he can do in open space, and they believe that he creates mismatches they can exploit.
Hurts. Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. Rasul Douglas picks it, and the Packers are going to take possession of the football.
And I think this is a situation where quarterback coach in the sideline is going to talk to a signal caller and say, listen, it's 3rd and long, and it's still early in the game. Let's not force things here. If we don't feel good about it, let's just check something down and punt the football.
On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. Out of the backfield, this is Aaron Jones. And the tackle going to be made at the 38. On 2nd down, it's Jones. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Here's Rodgers. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by James Bradbury. And the Eagles are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. Well, your first drive of the first quarter, you get it down there, trying to fire it in the end zone, and big-time deflation on that play.
No doubt about it. They're moving and grooving and getting into position, and this is not the ending that they saw on this drive, is it? They had things going their way.
And this is incomplete. Oh, he looked like he had a pretty good line on that one. That would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in.
But they certainly came out firing in this one, and while that one was incomplete, I can't imagine that'll be the last shot that they take in this game.
After the incompletion, they'll try once more from the 20-yard line on 2nd and 10. Here's Hurts to throw. Rush coming, and he's taken down. So after that sack, Hurts and the Eagles, tough spot here, 3rd and long. And now a timeout coming from the defensive side for the Packers. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. A tall task ahead of him here, needing a full 15 yards to move the chains. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He's going deep for Brown. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Darnell Savage.
And, partner, I think this is where long-term starters in the NFL separate themselves from the rest of the pack, because there's still 3 full quarters left in this one. More than enough time to move past a pair of early mistakes and find a way to lead your team to a win. Mental resiliency, a characteristic every NFL team's looking for in their quarterback.
And he's brought down, but not before a gain of 13, down to the 13. 1st and 10 in the red zone.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. And I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
And they'll keep on the ground with Jones. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. On play action, Rodgers. And it'll be intercepted. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson with a pick. And the Eagles are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20.
And as we've seen, points have been precious so far, and they just threw some away on that snap. And look, let's face it, as we advance further into this game, that play will be on the minds of everyone who's watching it. They wonder if this is the turning point. Is this the spot where those points were given away and could cost them a ball game?
They start on the ground here at Sanders. And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6. On 2nd down and 4. Hurts going deep here for Watkins. And Hurts is intercepted, his 3rd of the game. Adrian Amos with a pick. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And 2 picks thrown here in this first half alone. We'll see how that affects him.
Can't wait to see where his confidence is, because the great ones, they'll throw 4 or 5 picks, and while it'll hurt their team, it won't hurt their confidence. They'll think something was just wrong with the ball or the wind or something was funny. It's never about them. That's how they stay so into the moment and into the game.
He has it complete to Christian Watson. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. Now a first down carry by Jones. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
Sure, that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield. But that's okay because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you've told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
And he's brought down short. 2 yards here, needed 4. Rodgers going to go on 4th down. Got a man, it's Tunyon. And he is going to have a Packers first down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive. Now it's Rodgers. Pass to Lazard, bringing it in on the crossing route. Touchdown, Packers! Alan Lazard. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Packers go up by 2 touchdowns. Crosby connects on the extra point, and it's now 14-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. Not only are they in search of their first score, they're in search of their first down in this ball game as they come up 1st and 10. And now a fumble. The ball's out, and the Packers pick it up. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. And so the last 3 drives, you've got 2 interceptions and a fumble. I think we know why they're losing right now. Without question, and we've seen the evidence, just what you talked about there. If they take care of the football, number 1, maybe they're not having this deficit, and number 2, maybe they actually have the lead. Yeah, this is incomplete. Oh, that looked like a sure 6 points, but he could not get that to stick, and that is a golden opportunity wasted there. Running right, Jones. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. On play action, it's Rodgers. And it's going to be incomplete. He was able to catch it there on the right sideline. Out of bounds, says the line judge. And it's going to bring up 4th down. So now on 4th down, Rodgers will give way to Mason Crosby for the field goal try. From the right hash, this from 53. The kick by Crosby is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So they get the turnover in plus territory. The drive stalls out, but still able to get 3 out of that. Yeah, we were able to see an offense and a defense kind of mix and match with each other, didn't we? Both of them trying to make sure that they have the upper hand and the advantage. Offense trying to get to the end zone. Defense, of course, trying to hold them to a field goal attempt. And it wasn't a guaranteed lock 3 from where they started. So, you know, the offense has to be happy to come away with those 3 points. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They're still in search of an initial first down as they come up here 1st and 10. Hurts sets up to throw it. That's swung out wide to Sanders. So the completion good for just 3. And that will bring up 2nd down. Now back to throw. He's got a man, complete. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. 36 yards on the play. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. It's caught by Sanders. Shifts by him, and he'll be out of bounds, able to get it down to the 25 there. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that'll give him a short yardage situation here for second down. From the gun, it's Hurts. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Quay Walker. And the Packers are going to have it here at their own 15. Well, CD, when you mentioned earlier about spreading the ball around in this game, I don't think you mentioned the guys in the other uniform. With 4 interceptions here in the first half, and several different guys have picked him off.
Yeah, and instead of analyzing what's going wrong with him.
And Rodgers intercepted a 3rd time. Picked up by James Bradbury. And the Eagles will take over possession here up at the 44. So that potentially an important takeaway here in this second quarter.
Because what it does is give their offense a chance to put a drive together. They've got nothing on the scoreboard so far, so you have to think that they need something before the break.
And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. Touchdown, Philadelphia. The way this one was going, you just got the sense they needed something before half. They've at least got something on the board now. Still trailing, but a good sign.
That takes me back to our preseason tour of NFL camps. You remember we talked with that one coach who said his emphasis this year was scoring in the last 2 minutes of a half, heading into the locker room. This hits it right there. Take that momentum, take that good feeling, and take it to the locker room, regroup, and start over. They got it here.
They did indeed. A lot of football, full half to be played. Elliott good with a PAT, and that'll cut the lead to 17-7. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. Keyshawn Nixon now from his end zone. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And with a 17-7 lead, maybe they're just looking to get into the locker room. And this is caught. Mercedes Lewis with a grab. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. Rodgers now on first down. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. And the Eagles are going to get the football here as he gets this up to the 38-yard line. Well, Charles, so close to halftime there. You throw the interception. Not only that, you do give it to them in plus territory as well.
Yeah, they were pushing real hard to try and get something more on the board on their side of the ledger right before the half. Looking at it with 20/20 hindsight, though, might have been better to hand it off a few times, hoping to get something to break instead of putting the ball in the air and, of course, putting the ball in jeopardy.
Let's go now. Warriors 70.
They'll throw now on the final play. The Sanders has got it complete. And they're going to get this down to about the 37. And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. It's the Eagles ready to see the football first, and they trail here as we resume action in this third quarter. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. This offense, Charles, had a strong first half throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage, but that hasn't translated so far on the scoreboard as they begin the third quarter here, trailing and looking for a little momentum.
Yeah, you're right about that because, let's face it, in the first half.
And now off to the races, down the right side. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Miles opening minute of the third quarter. And this is no good. It's a missed extra point. Boy, in a tight game, how important might that turn out to be here as the second half rolls along? Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. Nixon now from his end zone. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. He's past the 30. And how about that return as he's all the way inside the 20-yard line.
And that's the type of return that puts a tremendous amount of pressure on the defense now. They've got to go out on the field almost like it's a sudden change, almost like it's a turnover. They've got to go out there and try and stop him. But, boy, what a tough spot they're in.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
And that's what this defense is going to need to do more in the second half. Good pressure that time, forces some indecision in the backfield. He's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss.
And now here's another interception. Darius Slay with a pick. And the Eagles are going to have the football at their own 1-yard line. I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his second interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we've just seen.
Absolutely. If you would have told me this coming into the ball game, I would have said never, not in a million years. But here we go. And some room to run now. The 40. Past the 20. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Miles Sanders with now his second touchdown of this third quarter. And the Eagles have scored again in this third quarter, this time to move out in front. Elliott good on the extra point, and that gives him a 3-point lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. Nixon now from his end zone. And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurt.
And that's caught inside the 35. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. They'll try the right side with Jones. Taken down at the 30.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
We've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost a win for you because it wasn't intercepted. And I think the receivers now, when they're running their...
And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Hassan Reddick. And the Eagles are going to take over once again with a football at their own 20-yard line. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive.
As the offense begins another drive here, pretty simple, Charles. They want to carbon copy what happened the last time out when they ended their drive in the end zone.
You're right about that, partner. Sounds pretty simple, doesn't it? Just score again, but we know it's not that simple because we don't just make adjustments at halftime if you're a good football team. You spend that time on the sideline, you study what's on the notes and the tablets, and you make those adjustments to prevent a repeat of the last drive. Series to series, the best teams, that's how they get it done.
And we'll find out here soon enough whether those adjustments are enough defensively.
The Packers bringing in an extra member of the secondary here to try for the third down stop. They'll look to throw here. And this is caught. It's Brown. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 27 yards there on a very nice third down conversion. On first down, Hurts. And now here is another interception. Picked off by Quay Walker. And into the end zone. It's a pick six and a Packer touchdown. So this whole game gets flipped on its ear right there. The interception, return for a touchdown, and this lead changes hands here in the third quarter.
And it certainly felt like this defense had a read on what was going on the offensive side of the ball and said, let's cut down our coverage a little bit. Let's be in a position to make a play on the ball. And, boy, that sure turned out well for them.
And this will be caught as they convert here for two. And there's a quick momentum swing. INT return for a pick six, and then the two-point conversion good.
And even if you're keeping your wits about you, you're thinking to yourself, okay, extra point block team going into the game now. All of a sudden you're hearing defense. Everyone's scrambling for their helmets and throwing down their cups of water. That's a great position for them to be in, trying to score against that team. A little bit disjointed.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick six, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick six and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, oh, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
Throwing again on second down. Hurts. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Jair Alexander. And the Packers are going to take possession of the football. Well, to be frank, CD, this is getting tough to watch. I mean, you feel for him, but 6 interceptions, that's at a whole new level. It's not a good level.
It makes it tougher and tougher to come up with ways to try and support him. But you have to as a team because you can't just throw your quarterback aside. You're going to need him later on. But it reminds me of the time that a former defense coordinator of mine told me he was in a game where his quarterback threw 7 interceptions. So after the 6th one of the defensive players went to the quarterback and said, here's what you do. Throw the ball to the other team, and let's see if our receivers can pick it off and turn it into a completion.
That's just mean. I don't know that I'd go down there and say that to him right now. I'll pray for that. Throwing is Rodgers on third down. Flushed out right. And that one knocked away and incomplete. Nice job defensively on what will be the final play of the third quarter. And welcome back. We are in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. It's Packer football here as they've got the lead as well to begin the fourth quarter. So a big spot now for Crosby, but he's been here before. This to put him a touchdown and a two-point conversion up. The kick by Crosby is good, and that'll push the lead up to 8. But from a defensive perspective, though, I think maybe they're saying, hey, we did what we needed to do, kept this a one-score game.
Yeah, without a doubt, because they were able to bleed some time off the clock, right? Put themselves in a good position, but it's not out of reach yet, okay? Being able to hold them to a field goal means that they do have a chance to come back and win this game.
And out a little across the 25 to the 27. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And remember, despite giving up the field goal, this is still a one-score game. They're in need of the touchdown and a two-point conversion. A field goal on this drive likely doesn't do them much good. To try again after the sack. Hurts. That's caught by the big tight end, Dallas Goedert. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A first down there on a pickup of 25.
And that's a much-needed first down right there. Look, they're down by 8. So logic says they don't have to get a touchdown out of this drive. But the way things are going, I don't know if I'd put it in the hands of my defense here. You might not get the ball back at all. So if a fourth down situation comes up, I'm thinking hard about going for it right here and right now.
He'll work his way up the middle for a gain of about 4. Second down. Second down, back to Sanders.
And some solid footwork there as he'll take this down to about the 38.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Throwing is Hurts.
And on the catch right side, this is Sanders.
And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
And he'll get about 3 as he's brought down to the 28. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the first down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
And he is going to have an Eagles first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
I don't know about you, but I like this call. 3rd and inches, and instead of worrying about getting it back to a running back and maybe there's some penetration from the defensive front, just go ahead and take it, move forward, and pick up the first down.
And as we say often, shows confidence in your offensive line.
19 flagrant.
On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Partner, you got about 20 coaches on your payroll, but there's 60,000 of them in the stands. I don't think any of them like that play.
And the later we go, it's starting to sound like 100,000 in here. They'll look to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete.
Down inside the 10.
Touchdown, Eagles.
Grant Calcaterra.
29 yards.
And the Eagles have a chance to tie things up as they trail by 2 here in the 4th. Hurts will throw.
And it's caught. And with it, we are tied here in the 4th. Huge conversion there to tie this thing up, but they're not done yet. Their defense needs to get a stop.
Yeah, there's still plenty of time for the other team to come downfield and put some points on the board, but job 1 was taken care of. The 2-point conversion to get this thing tied.
Nixon now from his end zone. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much as he's marked down officially at the 21.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway.
Well, partner, here it is. They've got the chance to win the game. You'd have to think they need to get it near the opposite 40 to have a chance to kick a game-winning field goal. We'll see what they can do.
And you're right about that, because if we look at it in macro, that's what it looks like. But I think in micro, the head coach has already asked the special teams coach, what is he feeling? What does he think? Where does he want the football? What's the yard line we have to get? And he's already relayed that to his quarterback and his offense. They know what the goal is. Now the key, can they get there?
And he is finally taken down, but not before he gets it to the Eagles' 10-yard line.
111 yards rushing for him in the ball game now on 14 carries.
Again, it's Jones. And he's in for the touchdown. And in the final seconds, forget overtime. They just likely won this thing in regulation. So now Rodgers will lead the Packers up to go for 2. Back to throw, Rodgers. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked up by Kaiser White.
Well, as most teams do in their 2-point attempt, they pass the ball. Instead, it gets intercepted. And remember, if you pick it off, you get a chance to take it all the way back at 2 points yourself, right?
Yeah, not the case there. That's why you got to be really careful with those throws, especially to the outside. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away.
Fielded just outside the goal line.
And he'll be out of bounds across the 25. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And they'll be looking to build off of a nice drive last time, a drive that really relied on the quarterback.
Making good decisions.
And that's intercepted yet again, and that could be the backbreaker.
Picked up by Jair Alexander.
And the Packers have just about sewn up this football game.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 46. Rodgers to throw. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. The wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now 2nd down. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. To throw is Rodgers. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And now here's another interception. Darius Slay with a pick.
And the Eagles come up with a late turnover, but it will probably only matter to the statisticians as this ball game is now officially over. Like all great games, it came down to the final snap, Charles. They had to heave it and hope, but the Hail Mary ultimately intercepted, and that's your ball game.
Yeah, and you never want to be in a situation where your entire game comes down to throwing a jump ball as far as you can. But that's